Hello, my name is Rachel Brodsky, and I'm going to be leading you through today's yoga practice. This practice is going to be about 45 minutes long with a 10-minute guided meditation at the end. We're going to be focusing on our breath and slow movements. Let's begin in a seated position. Sit with your legs crossed or out in front, whatever feels best for you. If you're sitting with your legs crossed and you feel any tension in your knees, go ahead and switch whatever foot is in front and see if that feels better. So let's begin by sitting up nice and tall. Let's flip our palms open so that we can receive all the energy. Begin by closing your eyes. Begin to find your breath. Breathing in through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Try to focus on making your inhale and exhale the same length. Taking this moment at the beginning of our practice to find our intention. What does your body and or your mind need most during this time? On your next inhale, letting your hands come off your knees, letting them hang on either side of your body. Begin to rotate your shoulders, whichever direction you feel called to first. We hold a lot of stress in our shoulders and our neck, so we're going to just take some time here to give them a good release. And begin to rotate the other direction. Great. And then on the next, finishing your last circle, let's go ahead and take our right arm and extend it out to the side, keeping it nice and firm. We're going to take our left ear and bring it over to our left shoulder. And then if your body feels called to it, go ahead and wiggle those fingers. Great. And slowly coming out of that. And then go ahead and bringing that left arm out and that right ear to our right shoulder. And again, listening to your body. If you feel called to, go ahead and wiggle those fingers. Taking one last inhale here and coming back to a neutral spine. Your next inhale, we're going to go ahead and lift those arms up overhead, going to interlace our fingers. We're going to flip our wrists so that they're pointing up to the sky. We're going to take a deep inhale here, elongating our spine. And exhale, falling to the right. And inhaling, coming back to center, elongating that spine, and exhale to the left. And then coming back up to center, go ahead and unhook those hands, crossing them over your body so that they're coming to the opposite knees. And we're going to go ahead and let that head hang low, chin to chest. Taking 3 deep breaths here. And then coming out of this pose, slowly lifting your head back up to center. Taking a moment here, letting the blood find its way back down. When you're ready, begin to let that head make a circular motion, whichever direction you feel called to first. Trying to see if you can make one circle the same as one breath cycle. And then changing directions. And then on your next circle, go ahead and let that head hang head low, chin to chest. Maybe making little motions with your neck as if you're saying no. And then slowly bringing up to a neutral spine. Taking a moment again here to find our breath. Go ahead and extend that left leg out, keeping that right foot at the top of your thigh. If you have a bolster underneath your bottom, go ahead and remove that. So we're going to bring our right leg, our right foot to our upper thigh. We're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to inhale, lift our hands up overhead. Exhale, turn our shoulders just a little bit and go ahead and forward fold over that left knee. Now listening to your body here, either placing your hands next to your calves, reaching for your ankles, or on your upper thigh, whatever your body feels called to today. We're going to be taking about 5 breaths here. Go ahead and walk your hands back up, coming back up to a neutral spine. And then go ahead and change sides, extending that right leg, bringing that left foot to that upper thigh. And again, we're going to inhale, lifting our arms up overhead. Exhale, turning just a little, and then exhale, falling forward. Choosing the best placement for your hands, either by your calves, reaching for your foot, or on top of your thigh. Take a moment here to notice if one side is tighter than the other. No passing judgments, just observing. Go ahead and walk those hands back, coming up to a neutral spine. And go ahead and release that left leg out so you're in a wide V. We're going to go ahead and inhale, swooping our arms up. And exhale, hinging from the hips forward, placing those hands in front of us and sinking into our pose. Taking one last breath here. Go ahead and walk your hands back up to a neutral spine. And then let's go ahead and bring the soles of our feet together. And we're going to wrap our hands around the front of our toes. Again, hinging forward from the hips. And go ahead and lean your chest towards the ground. Notice if you're holding any tension in those hips. On your next exhale, try to release just a little bit more. Taking one last breath here. Go ahead and release those hands, coming back up to a neutral spine. Let's go ahead and find ourselves in a tabletop position. So in our tabletop position, we're going to want to make sure that our hands are underneath our shoulders and our fingers are wide to give us a lot of support. Go ahead and adjust your knees so that they're hip width length apart. We're going to go for 5 rounds of cat-cow here. So on your inhale, you're going to drop your pelvis down, arching your spine, rolling those shoulder blades back, lifting that chin up with an inhale into cow. And then on your exhale, go ahead and rounding that spine, bringing that navel to the sky, dropping that head low, exhale into our cat. Again, inhale, dropping that pelvis, arching that spine, lifting that chin to the sky into a cow. And exhale, round into our cat. Now finding your own pace here for 3 more rounds of cat-cow. And when you're finished, finding yourself in a neutral spine, back to our tabletop. We're going to head into a child's pose. So let's go ahead and bring those big toes together. Maybe widening those knees so that they're the edge of the mat. We're going to rock back, our hips back towards our feet, extending our arms forward and bringing that chest to our mat. There are a few modifications here. If you have some shoulder injury, go ahead and either make an extremely wide V outside of your mat. You can also just bring your hands down underneath you, just like this, underneath your shoulders. And if you're worried that you can't figure out how far they should be, you just lock your arms together And then you just place them out like this, and then bringing your head down to the mat for a modified child's pose. We're going to be here for a moment, so finding what's comfortable for you. Go ahead and find your breath. Notice if you feel any unnecessary tension, preventing you from allowing Mother Earth to hold up your body in this position. Find your intention once again for this practice. Allowing for the time we have in this pose to recenter ourselves, to allow any thoughts we have to just float on by. Allowing for each exhale to bring us one stage deeper. Taking one last inhale and exhale here. Slowly coming out of your pose, back to a tabletop position. Bringing those knees in just a little bit so they're underneath your hips. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Take a moment here to just breathe. When you're ready, go ahead and tuck your toes underneath and push away from the earth and up into a downward dog. So listening to your body here, keeping a nice bend in those knees. Really focus on bringing that tailbone up to the sky versus a straight knee. And then if you feel called to it, go ahead and pedal those feet out, giving a nice calf stretch here. Taking one last inhale here. And then begin to walk your hands to the top of your mat. Go ahead and lift them off and just hang for a minute. Again, keeping a nice bend in your knee, focusing more on a stretch versus the straightness in your knees. And then begin to slowly come up to a standing position, but allowing one vertebrae at a time to come up, head being the last to raise. Bring your hands by your side, palms facing forward. Take a moment and roll those shoulders back so your shoulder blades are behind you and your chest is open. Go ahead and inhale, lift that chin up to the sky just a little. And take a moment to find your breath. Feeling the earth beneath your feet. Taking a moment to find our groundedness here. And then go ahead and inhale, bringing our hands up overhead. And exhale, forward fold back down to the mat. Placing your hands flat down on the mat, go ahead and step back into a plank position. We're going to go ahead and drop our knees, untuck our toes, bringing our chest slowly to the mat. And taking a moment here. Keeping your hands by your side, your palms by your side, underneath your shoulder blades. Go ahead and inhale and lift your torso off the mat. Keeping your head up, your chin up to the sky. Inhale into cobra. And exhale, coming back down to the mat. And inhale again, lifting that chest, pushing the earth away from you. Chin up to the sky. And then falling once more. Go ahead and rest your hands down by your side, the side of your body. And allow for a moment here. Let's go ahead and roll over to our backs. I'm going to turn to the side so you can better see me. We're going to go ahead and come to our backs, keeping our knees up, our feet flat on the ground and our knees up. We're going to go ahead and bring our knees to our chest and give them a big hug. Maybe swaying just a little bit from side to side, giving that lower back a gentle massage. Then let's begin to rotate our knees into a circle. So pulling them towards our chest and then pushing them away. Doesn't matter which direction you chose first, we're going to go ahead and do both. And then change direction. And then the next time your knees come to your chest, go ahead and give them a big hug. And then we're going to place that left leg down, our foot on the ground. And we're going to take our right leg and we're going to bring our ankle over to lay flat onto our left thigh, right behind the knee. We're going to head into a modified figure 4. So if you're in this position and you notice that you have enough stretch, go ahead and stay here. If you need something a little bit more, we're going to take our hands, we're going to thread them through the gap. We're going to wrap around that left thigh and we're going to hold it here for a modified figure 4. And go ahead and unthread your hands, placing that left leg back to the ground and slowly releasing that right leg so it meets the left foot on the ground. Then go ahead and bringing that left leg over to the right side so that your left ankle is resting on your right thigh just above the knee. And again, if this is enough stretch for you here, go ahead and stay. If not, again, threading that needle through the gap, wrapping around that right thigh into a modified figure 4 this way. Again, listening to your body for whatever it feels best. Notice if one side is tighter than the other. Using your breath to send healing thoughts and words to that side. If you have your fingers interlaced around that thigh, go ahead and release it. Bringing that foot back down to the ground. And then slowly unhinging that left foot and bringing it down to the ground. Take a moment to readjust your feet and your legs so that they're hip width length apart. We're going to place our hands palm down by the sides of our body. We're going to inhale, and we're going to lift our hips up to the sky, coming onto our shoulder blades. And then slowly exhale one vertebrae at a time, coming back down to the mat. Again, we're going to inhale, lifting that hips up off the mat, coming onto our shoulder blades. And exhale one vertebrae at a time, spine to mat. And one last time, lifting those hips up to the sky. And exhale, spine to mat. And then bringing those knees to our chest. Go ahead, give yourself a big hug. And then letting those legs fall flat, getting ready for our final pose of Savasana. Finding what is the most comfortable position to you, either laying on your back or in child's pose. We're going to be here for a moment for a guided meditation. Giving you a few moments to find the best position for you. And let's begin. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Continue to take deep, full breaths. Notice where your body is holding tension. Do you feel closed off? Where is your mind? Is it at ease or filled with restlessness, negativity, and doubt? Place both hands over your heart and continue to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Ask yourself, how does it feel to place my hands over this tender area? This place where I experience love for self and others. Let your breath become even more smooth and effortless, and begin to breathe in and out through your nose. Feel the flow of air moving into your lungs and then back out into the world. With each exhale, imagine you are releasing any negative thoughts that may be lingering in your mind. Continue to focus on your breath. On each inhale, think to yourself, I am worthy. On each exhale, I am enough. Inhale, I am worthy. Exhale, I am enough. Let each inhale draw in self-love, and each exhale release what no longer is serving you. Take a few minutes to breathe and recite these mantras to yourself. Inhale, I am worthy. Exhale, I am enough. Notice how you feel as you say these words to yourself. If your mind wanders at any point, know that it's okay. It's the nature of the mind to wander. Simply bring your attention back to your breath. Inhale, I am worthy. Exhale, I am enough. Now visualize yourself standing in front of a mirror and look into your own eyes. Now tell yourself, I love you. You are beautiful, and you are worthy of happiness. Imagine now that you could breathe into your heart and visualize love pouring out of your hands and into your heart. Let this love warm and permeate you from the heart center, filling the rest of your body. Feel a sense of comfort and calm traveling up through your chest, into your neck and head, and out into your shoulders, arms, hands, coming down into your ribs, your pelvis, your belly, your legs, and out your feet. Take a few more deep breaths, mindful breaths, intentional breaths. Bring your awareness back to the present moment. Begin to notice sounds around you, the smells. Maybe there's a cool breeze. Take a moment and acknowledge this unique experience you had during this meditation. Allowing for any emotions to come up freely. Allow for them to be acknowledged and accepted. When you're ready, bringing your hands up overhead, allowing for a full body stretch. Rolling yourself over to either side, coming into a fetal position. We've just moved from our Savasana or dead man's pose into the pose of life, of rebirth. Taking a moment here to allow your breath to give your body life. And when you're ready, pushing up into a seated position. Bringing your hands, palms together to your heart center. Bowing your head just a little, taking a deep breath. And exhale, open mouth. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice. Thanking yourself for giving yourself the space and time filled with love, kindness, compassion, and rejuvenation. Taking an inhale in and exhale, namaste. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this journey with you. Showing yourself compassion through the day, allowing for whatever emotions come up, and making sure you drink plenty of water. Thank you again for joining me for this Restore Yourself yoga class.